Be prepared while preserving your sanity. Your answer may be at hand. Author Linda Runyon lived off the land, isolated from civilization. She knows that as long as the sun shines, there will be plenty of free food all over God's green earth. Perhaps the only sane insurance is knowledge of wild edible plants. The cost of learning is minimal. Wild food grows everywhere, and you will see it everywhere. It's every bit organic and more nutritious than our modern diets. Well respected in her field, Linda's approach to teaching this subject includes books, flashcards, and video with an emphasis on health, safety, practicality, and joy. Learn how to identify it, where and when to find it, how to prepare, use, and store it. Go to Linda's website, ofthefield.com, and take advantage of special offers. Or if you're not online, call her 24-hour toll-free order line at 888-51-EAT-FREE. That number again, 888-51-EAT-FREE. A little knowledge makes starvation impossible.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend.
I'll tell you what's really disgusting to me, Bob, is to have the FBI put out training manuals saying you're an insane person if you believe in a New World Order system, that world government doesn't exist, that people that believe that there's international banks setting up a structure of world government to undermine sovereignty doesn't exist. And then Strobe Talbot in Newsweek decades ago wrote they were doing this. Then he was made Undersecretary of State by Clinton. Now, in literally hundreds of mainstream news articles, hundreds and hundreds, they're saying, oh, there's a global banking crisis. The answer is a Bank of the World, Time Magazine, Wall Street Journal, hundreds. And it's going to save you, and you'll pay carbon taxes to the bankers. But the FBI is still harassing people that even talk about this, trying to create a chilling effect. I mean, talk about double think.
They even admit it. I mean, they flat out admit it. Christopher Hayes of The Nation magazine told me flat out, he admitted, yes, there is a contingent of the elitists who believe that the whole world would be better run by a bunch of bankers and international businessmen. Yes, this is true. I mean, they flat admit it now. But to them, it's a good thing. It's great. I mean, why not? I mean, the rest of us are peons.
But then he wrote an article basically saying there was a North American Union.
Well, he said his article from a year and a half ago was that there was a Trans-Texas corridor being going to be built, but there was no NAFTA superhighway. There was a totally
even though you
unrelated.
had the Fed saying 34 interstate highways, international zones for international taxation, the SPP documents, they just, no, we're not writing about that.
Even though they changed the laws to allow the tolling of previously non-tollable infrastructure, both in the United States, and then, of course, they did it in Texas. They were trying to toll the interstate system within Texas. I mean, look, they do all this stuff, and then they just sit there and they think we're a bunch of idiots.
Well, take David Rockefeller, what he said before the Bilderberg Group, and then a similar statement before the Trilateral Commission in 91. He laid out the elite's ultimate goal. He said, quote, the supranational sovereignty of an intellectual, again quoting, the supranational sovereignty of an intellectual elite and world bankers is surely preferable to the national autodetermination practiced in the last centuries.
Yeah, that's just standard New World Order speak 101. And, of course, the other famous quote from David Rockefeller, who's like the poster child of the bad guys.
The omnibudsman.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned. I mean, in his own book, Memoirs, on page 405, he states that there's a bunch of crazy people who think that I'm part of an international cabal working against the best interest of the United States of America in order to form a one-world government. And then he says, hey, if that's the charge, I stand guilty, and I'm proud of it. I mean, right there in your face.
We can play a clip of Walter Cronkite saying world government must be set up.
Yeah, and there's an example right there of media lies. I mean, they people like Rockefeller, people like people that control the elites, they control the media, and the media is nothing but a lie machine. You asked me to come in here and talk about the mainstream media a little bit today. The whole thing is a lie machine. All you got to do is pick up the paper, open it up, and you will find lies of all sorts. There's like 4 or 5 different kinds that they just spew out all the time.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's spin. They'll say, isn't it great? We're going to take your DNA every time you're arrested for any misdemeanor to keep you safe, but we know that it's to control.
An example of spin, for example, they will tell you, like in the paper the other day, I've got it front here in the Statesman, U.S. cancer rate on decline for the first time. Deaths also drop, and they say it's a long-awaited turning point. and the cancer rate deaths have dropped 1.5%. Whoopee!
But
who cares?
But by the way, that's
It's a
only
spin.
certain types.
Yeah.
Overall cancer diagnosis is way up.
I know they lie. A few months ago, they had an article saying that when only 550,000 people croaked to cancer, as opposed to 560,000 people the previous year, the death rate has plummeted. Now, you want to talk about spin?
Well, I mean, let's go further.
Plummet?
If you go back to the 1950s numbers, 1 out of 33 would die of cancer. Now 1 of 3 die of cancer. And then they also spin the numbers and say people are living longer today, but that's not true. If you take out infant mortality, because previously around 30 to 40% of children would die by age 5, but then if you made it past that, you would end up living longer up until your 80s on average. Now it's down in the mid-70s because we do have lower infant mortality. So they also cook the numbers.
Yeah. So, but again, that's a form of spin. But spin is one way they lie. My favorite, well, I don't know. My favorite, one of the main way they lie is by omission. They don't cover the news. And if you want examples of them not covering the news, all you got to do is go to Infowars.com or say whatreallyhappened.com and look at the news that's there and then see if it's in the mainstream media. And you'll find out that it's not there. They just lie by omission. They don't want you to know about it. They just pull the blanket over your head.
Yeah, or they'll lie and say Iraq has WMDs.
Yeah.
And now they're saying Iran's got WMDs and it's got to be attacked. All right, we'll be right back after this quick break with your phone calls and a lot more with Bob Dacey in studio. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Alex Jones here with a question. What does humidity mean to you? Most people think of hot and sticky summer days, but many people are beginning to realize that humidity can be a valuable source of pure drinking water. That's why I'd like you to visit AcolaBlue.com. Acola Blue is a state-of-the-art atmospheric water generator producing purified drinking water from the humidity in the air using reverse osmosis and a 5-stage carbon and UV light filtration system, which produces great-tasting water at an unbeatable price. Finally, drinking water that you control. I use one every day. Say goodbye to expensive water delivery services and storing 5-gallon bottles of water in your home. The Acola Blue 28 is shipped right to your home, ready to make close to 7 gallons a day, right out of the box. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Call Acola Blue right now at 866-585-4044. That's 866-585-4044. Or visit Acola Blue at ECOLOBLUE.com today.
On September 11th, 2001, along with hundreds of my fellow troops, I went to Ground Zero, and we knew what to do. Or at least we thought we did.
Truth Rising is a breakthrough 9/11 film that finally gives first responders a platform to tell their story.
Whitman, EPA director, on the 18th made a statement that the air was safe to breathe.
This film follows the growing momentum of 9/11 truth as brave souls throughout the world take action against their global masters.
He had his hand over the radio while he was getting a countdown. He takes his hand off and you hear 3, 2, 1, and it was boom, 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 boom.
This is an emergency transmission worldwide. Download Truth Rising at prisonplanet.tv and aggressively spread it worldwide, or order the DVD at Infowars.com. If we don't expose the government-sponsored terror, they're going to commit more acts and bring in martial law.
Hello, this is Tom with HempUSA.org. Most of you have been hearing my ads for the past few months, and it's no secret that the economy is failing and prices are rising in all sectors. If you've been thinking of a nutrient-dense daily food source and a storable food for yourself and family, the time to act is now. At HempUSA.org, we still believe that food will be your greatest asset in these trying times ahead. Please call 1-908-691-2608 and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you. Beware, be smart, and be ready. Call 908-691-2608 or visit us at HempUSA.org. Families need this high-quality natural food source for its low price and long storage shelf life. This incredible food source should be a staple part of your diet every day. Call 908-691-2608 or visit us at HempUSA.org today.
By the way, don't forget we have a online video and bookstore with a lot of other great titles and of films and books that I haven't written or made that we carry that I think are very informative, like the new video just out, part 3 in the secret history of America, Eye of the Phoenix, Secrets of the Dollar Bill. That is now available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Films like Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. This is the overall general film that shows the secret elites, their own documents, their own plans, how they're eugenicists, how they test chemicals, biologicals, radiologicals on the people of the world. Very, very important document.